Martin Fuentes, well, almost identical time as the leaders again, working their way past some slower cars. Jeff Ward doing a really nice job there to keep well out of the way as they come around turn 5. The fastest lap of those GTA contenders was actually a woman 19.9 by Martin Fuentes, and that is also a race lap record. The GTA race lap record was set last year by James Sofronis in a Porsche, the 120.1.
Well, Scott Hargrove looked like he fell back a little bit to Daniel Mancinelli, and just there kind of peeked to the inside as they're deep in lap traffic here. Tony Vilander looking to the inside of Bob McKelly, and Mancinelli sneaks his way in. Hargrove doesn't want to give away either as all 4 of our leaders get through that lap traffic. One more car to go here there as Rocky Moran in that Audi coming down onto the straightaway. It's going to have the straight line speed of the GT3 cars.
Scott Hargrove spins.
Oh.
Scott Hargrove could just got on the power a little bit too soon coming out of the hairpin. That loops that Pfaff Motorsports Porsche around, and he has also held up Bob McKelly in there, who was absolutely trapped behind it. Nowhere for McKelly to go in and slam on the brakes. Was able to avoid contact. That's the good news. So it certainly lost a lot of ground to the GT4 leaders.
That's going to move. That's going to move Christensen. Apparently there was contact. We'll have to see where that contact goes as Tony Vilander under pressure now from Daniel Mancinelli that hung up Michael Christensen as well. So this becomes a 2-car battle for the lead in the GT category as Rocky Moran's going to want to give way here to our GT leaders.
Yeah, and Trent Shoring in K1 karting centers on the delivery of that number 71 Audi. Rocky Moran, he had that off a little while ago. He lost a few laps before getting that car going, and does a nice job there of staying out of the way of the leaders. He'll let them go past, and he'll try and learn from them and tuck in behind perhaps and see where there's some more speed to be found, because he's got very little experience in this sort of a race car. That's Rocky Moran Jr. in car number 71. He's running in 3rd place right behind the 2 leaders, but that is not for position. He is several laps down.
We haven't seen the replay of that incident that spun Scott Hargrove, but getting word from race control, a drive-through penalty for car number 24, Michael Christensen, for incident responsibility there. So, boy, everything changes right now as you see. Christensen's going to have to come down pit lane for that penalty, but Harry Gottsecker still battling Paul Holton, trying to go for that GTS battle as we go back to our leaders now in GTS, getting approached by our GT overall leaders.
That's right, all heading around the fountain center here, around the fountain over by the aquarium. And the 2 overall leaders coming up on those 3 contenders battling for GT4. That's Paul Holton, the McLaren, the Harry Gottsacker in the Sin R1, and Spencer Papelli in that blue and yellow LaSalle Solutions Porsche Cayman.
Ooh, Mancinelli looked like he wanted to make a move, going to snap it to the inside, not where he wants to do. But lap traffic, as Pompelli is going to know to get out of the way of these 2 leaders. Gottsecker, they'll be hung up a little bit here on the exit. Vilander's going to have to try to get by him as quick as he can. Mancinelli's not going to want to give anything away as they come down Seaside, down here into that turn number 9 complex. They'll clear him okay. Paul Holton to the inside. He'll want to make sure he snaps back in behind Mancinelli as quick as he can, not let Gottsecker get back to the inside, Jeremy.
Yeah, good job by all 3 of those contenders in GTS to stay out of the way of the leaders and not cost themselves any time either. So it's still the situation normal at the front of the field. The 2 Ferraris got through cleanly. It is still the red Ferrari of Tony Vilander leads the white car of Daniel Mancinelli, but less than a car length between them as they speed across the line with now just over 7.5 minutes remaining in this 50-minute race. Mancinelli looking at the inside of turn 1.
Oh, they made contact there. Vilander turns down to the inside. Mancinelli, way deep braking move. Bounce off the wall there. And, I guarantee
that was a great move by Daniel
Mancinelli. Makes that
Mancinelli.
pass and goes to the lead.
Absolutely superb. He braked as late as possible, had that car under control, and when the point came for Tony Vilander to turn into the left, he couldn't do so because the white Ferrari was already there. It was a late move, it was a brave move, but it was a perfectly executed pass by Daniel Mancinelli, a new race leader here with just over 6 minutes, just under 7 minutes remaining in this race.
Well, how about this now? You see Michael Christensen comes down onto pit lane for his driver-through penalty. Alvaro Perrint in the Bentley up to 3rd place after a miserable practice and qualifying session rounds for those Continental GT3s. Really recovering here in the race now, up to 3rd on a podium spot.
Well, he knows how to win championships. He's already done it here in the Pirelli World Challenge, and to do that, you need to have good, consistent finishes. Unfortunately, he didn't have really that at St. Petersburg in the first couple of rounds, but really not of his making. He was involved in a couple of incidents. But here today, he knows he doesn't have the fastest car, so he's just going to keep his nose clean and take away whatever is given to him. And with the mistakes by other drivers, looks like a potential podium finish perhaps for Alvaro Parenti. Will be delighted with that. And the team was testing last week at VIR, which is where the next rounds of the championship will take place. And the K-Pax racing team, they feel that Benjamin Continental GT3 is going to be really well suited to VIR. That is where he intends to be contending for the race wins.
Of course, the high speed there is Harry Gottsecker pressuring Paul Holton, looking left, looking right, trying to make it done as the Stars and Cars, the Pirelli World Challenge, getting it done here on the streets of Long Beach. Trying to go for that overall lead. Spencer Pompelli, don't count him out. He's back there in third as our leaders in the GT class, trying to get by Parent, Harada. And you see if can Martin Fuentes go to the inside, does not want to lose any touch with that Lamborghini as the battle for our GTA lead here. As Harry Gottsecker looks to the inside. Good driving by Martin Fuentes back to the inside. Wow, it's tight.
That was good. Again, really good heads-up driving there by the GT3 and GT4 drivers, giving each other respect and room to make those passes on this very, very tight street circuit. It's so easy just to impede somebody else, get in the way, or make some light contact, as we saw earlier on with Alec Udell forcing Mike Sullivan off the road. Certainly wasn't intentional. It's just one of those things that happens here. But all of the drivers there doing a really, really nice job.
Well, let all the fans know here that the driver autograph session for the historic Trans Am takes place at the Scott Pruitt Corneli Jones Promenade, room number 103, in 15 minutes for that autograph session as we watch the battle here once again for our GTA overall lead. Fuentes looking down to the inside, filling up the mirrors of Yuki Hirata, trying to see if he can make a pass. Yuki still, we talk about that, Jeremy, just doing a superb job holding off our 2016 GTA champion driver, Martin Fuentes. He's won 4 races so far in the season. Undefeated on the year in the GTM category is Martin. We'll have to see if he can make it 5 in a row here and get around Yuki Hirata.
Yeah, Yuki Hirata has just been absolutely superb. He's just reveling in the handling capabilities of that Dream Racing Motorsport Lamborghini, and he's doing just a superlative job at the wheel. And he's just leaving a little bit of margin against the wall, not pushing right to the limit, just making sure he tries to be clean and doesn't make any mistakes that would give Martin Fuentes an opportunity to pass. Martin's sort of diving around from one side to the other in his mirrors, trying to goad Hirata into a mistake. And now with just under 4 minutes remaining now, another couple or 3 laps for Hirata to keep himself clean. Both of those two cars are right behind Alvaro Parent as well. That's effective. A battle for third, fourth, and fifth overall.
Yeah, Parent's going to have to be careful here to not lose an overall position on that podium in that third place. As you can see, the legs of that Lamborghini able to be stretched out down the straightaway. The nimble and the great handling of that Ferrari down in the tighter portions where Martin can get through. Working his way, trying back to get to our GTS leader. There is Paul Holton. Has a little bit of a gap now over Harry Gottsecker, and then back to Spencer Pompelli as Parker Chase gets around our GTS leader, Paul Holton.
Yeah, and that GTS remains the same order with Paul Holton and McLaren ahead of Harry Gottsecker in the CNR1, and Spencer Pompelli right there in third place, also in the Porsche Cayman. But these faster GT3 cars working their way through, so it's kind of splitting up the battle just a little bit, but keeping their noses clean.
It is a battle for that 4th place in our GTA category. David Calvert-Jones in that Ice Break iced coffee Porsche has the lead over Rodrigo Baptista. He's in 4th, 5th, and then Tim Pappas in 6th. As our GT leaders, and Baptista's going to get backed up a little bit. Can Tim Pappas capitalize in his Black Swan Porsche, looking down to the inside, trying to get the draft on the Bentley. And Alec Udell he's a lap down, but working his way back up through this field as well. Set the fastest race lap at a 1:18.941. That new late race lap record for that Loki Porsche as he comes down through the hairpin. No factor there. Spencer Pompelli on the back of Harry Gottsecker with that lap traffic. Give it, Jeremy. That lap traffic can take it away right away.
Tell you what, there's a new fastest lap of the race just been set on this lap. And see if you can guess who that is. It's Rocky Moran Jr. He's just turned at 1:18.919. He's 4 or 5 laps behind off the overall leader as a result of that incident earlier on. But excuse me, it's Daniel Morad. I beg your pardon, it's not Moran. It's Moran, I beg your pardon. It was he who came onto pit line several laps ago, but he's back out in the fray now and just turned the fastest lap of the race. Rocky Moran Jr., is in 12th position overall, so my apologies for the confusion there.
Yeah, it's like that De Vilbius team, CRP Racing, was able to get that Mercedes. Whatever the problem they had was to get it reset and get underway, but Daniel Mancinelli coming down to the stripe now. White flag, 1 to go for that TR3 Racing Ferrari 488 GT3. The Ferrari of Tony Vilander back in second. You got to think big picture here, Jeremy. Daniel Mancinelli didn't make the 2 rounds at St. Petersburg. That car's sitting out. Vilander able to capitalize, though. Should be thinking championship here, both on the sprint side and the overall championship for that.
That's exactly right. And I think in the overall championship, Scott Hargrove should just about be able to maintain the lead here. Looks like he's going to finish in 6th position. And ditto in the sprint championship as well, because he had a 9-point edge coming in this weekend over Daniel Carwitz, who's not even here for the Callaway Corvette team, and Daniel Morad. So looks like we're going to maintain the championship despite that drive-through penalty for Scott Hargrove.
You see, look at whoa, Martin Fuentes right up against the edge of the wall as you look at did the inside of Hirata, trying to see if he can make a move. There's contact. He spins him out. Very unfortunate there for Martin, getting into the back of the Lamborghini as Hirata had done such a great job. And there's damage to that Ferrari. You can see the incident there as Scott Hargrove got in the back of that Ferrari. Let's see if Yuki Hirata can recover as the wounded Ferrari of Martin Fuentes. He's got to nurse it around for about 4 more corners. As Daniel Mancinelli gets the checkered flag, gets the race win. Tony Vilander in second. Here comes Yuki Hirata. He's only got a few corners to make it happen.
Yeah, Martin Fuentes is limping that Ferrari around, and is Hirata going to be able to get him on the run to the checkered flag? Daniel Morad is right in there as well, several laps down. Martin Fuentes comes off the corner. That car clearly is crabbing its way down the straight.
As they come down to the line, who's it going to be? And it is Hirata able to get back around Martin Fuentes, able to recover and gets the win for the GTA category right to the last minute. But wow, what a recovery from that spin and backing it into the wall.
Well, that was a remarkable race there, and I think there's a bit of justification there for Yuki Hirata. He had that race not in the bag because he was under pressure the whole way, but there is in GT4 across the line to win the category is Paul Holton in number 78 Compass Racing McLaren. He will win the GT4 Invitational class ahead of Harry Gottsacker in the Sin R1 for Racers Edge Motorsports car number 69. But what a tremendous race that was. I think a little bit of poetic justice there for Yuki Hirata just to pit Martin Fuentes on the line. A tremendous battle between those two all the way through that 50-minute race.
It sure was, and congratulations to them. Our GTM race winner here. Want to recognize them in our GT4 Invitational class. Of course, playing in our GTS category. Bob McCallion right there in that number 40.